It is May and we are getting a lot of questions coming in. Let's get right down to it. How do colleges view dual enrollment versus AP classes for STEM? Great question, because a lot of you are going to go out and you're going to take dual enrollment classes to get ahead, right? Or maybe you want to take US history at the community college because you hear it's easier. There you go. Admissions officers know that trick. The expectation is that you would take the most rigorous class offered inside of your high school. AP courses and IB courses, that is a standard that is taught across all high schools and universities when offered. Dual credit courses will not put you at a disadvantage, but some of the more selective colleges and universities, especially those that are not familiar with your local community college, they may get a little bit picky about where you're taking those college level courses. So we recommend that you take the most advanced level course offered inside your high school. If you are gonna go outside of your high school and squeeze in a dual credit course or even an on-ramps course if you're in Texas, then make sure that you're actually doubling up, especially doubling up in another core subject that next year. Meaning if you take US history as a rising junior, you got an opportunity to double up in a math or a science that year number 3, the junior year. Same thing with the foreign language class. You don't get to stop. You actually should continue challenging yourself along the way. Should we be pursuing test optional strategies if our student is strong academically but not a great standardized test taker? Colleges and universities really do want these tests. We really do recommend that you really do test prep and that you sit for these exams at least 3 times and try to get that score as high as possible, particularly if you're a STEM student. Now, the good news is you actually can use it to your advantage if a university is allowing you to apply test optional, but that GPA, that class rank, everything else has to be that much more competitive. So just understand, if you do decide to apply test optional, then all of your other supplements are going to be scrutinized and become that much more important. Additionally speaking, if your teen is applying for scholarships and you apply as a test optional applicant, then that may actually disqualify you from scholarship funds. A lot of those universities offering merit aid, they will require a test score regardless. And finally, how do colleges evaluate applicants who attend competitive high schools with grade inflation or limited AP offerings? Great question. High schools are not created equally. They vary in sizes, resources, offerings, the level of rigor, and even the quality of the teachers as well. It's important that you understand that when you apply to a college, then you will only be compared within the confines of your high school. You are not expected to take any classes, any additional classes, go outside the curriculum offered in your high school and add anything to it. So you're not at a disadvantage if your high school doesn't offer a very competitive curriculum. But it is important that if you are coming from a very competitive high school, you know the schools out there that are academically rigorous. The person reading your application is also very well aware of it, that hey, one low A is gonna knock you outside the auto admit rule. So there can be a little bit of grace provided, but they still want the best of the best. They still are going to skim from the top. So it's the $1 million question. Do you go to a high school that's really competitive, a charter school that's really competitive, or do you decide to go to another university where you can really stand out, be the leader of the pack? That's a personal question for you to answer, and it comes down to the type of student you are. Hopefully this was helpful, everybody, and if you have questions for us, you can always email them in. Bye-bye.